Hello, what's up my brothers, this is Enemy Stand User, and today is very special as we will be covering our first video on Chainsawman, more directly the insanity that is the International Assassins arc. Now Chainsawman by Tatsuki Fujimoto is an extremely ambitious and an extremely chaotic series. Each arc and each chapter is very erratic, and Fujimoto is not scared at all to drop complete chaos on the situation or straight up kill characters and even drop a bit of dark humor here and there. The International Assassins arc is no exception and really is the perfect example of Fujimoto's beautiful chaos. The entire arc is only around the span of 18 chapters, introducing 14 new characters and 13 new devils, with well over 30 plus characters and devils running amok in this cluster of an actual arc. This arc really gives us the feeling of hype and convergence and conjunction, as it's like our world in Chainsawman is opening up to all these new faces and assassins, and they're all just after our boy Denji in the heart of Chainsawman. But let's just dive into the International Assassins arc and why this section of the story hits as hard as it does, and it's just built different. Starting off this arc, we are fresh from the situation with Rize and the Bomb Devil, as her presence left an impression even after her death. Our main group though, with Denji, Power, and Aki, are recuperating from the situation and getting back into the swing of things with some piece of normalcy in their day. Denji is still haunted by his memories of Rize, and she definitely got our boy stuck on stupid, as Denji is heartbroken and he didn't get to be with her. He immediately switches up though when Magima arrives, as she now plans to go on a vacation trip with everyone. This turns up everyone's mood, and Denji could not be happier in his life. This moment does not last long at all though, as multiple public safety officers enter the room to inform Makima, and the mood instantly changes. Due to Rize's spectacle in her fight against Chainsaw, the public safety division was not able to censor the media's broadcast. So now the whole world can see that Chainsaw Man does indeed exist and is residing in Japan. This causes everyone's plans to be shut down, as Denji is now the most wanted individual in the whole world and multiple countries are after him. We're then introduced briefly to our main antagonist assassins from each countries after Denji: the three immortal brothers of America, the Soviets' bounty hunters, China's assassin Quan Chi and her monster harem of fiends, and Germany's Santa Claus. Each individual very messed up in their own right, and I must say Fujimoto is especially wild for popping off Quan Chi and her girls like that. But during all of this, before the chaos ensues, we get a bit of insight on Denji, and he's definitely really bummed out about the whole situation, and now he has to deal with what Pochika is inside of him and the weight of it all now that everyone is after his heart. Denji is a very shallow character, his goals are very pervy and his reasoning is very iffy behind his actions, but that's just what makes him all the more determined and completely out of pocket crazy as a character. Denji is definitely a psycho, and if anyone is built for this, he is. For most of the beginning of this arc, the assassin's presence has not really come into light yet, as our main cast of characters is essentially babysitting Denji with the help of Angel, Kusakame, Tapioki, and Yoshida, and the other bodyguards on their way to meet with the main group with Denji, the three being Mr. Subaru, Kuros, and Tendo. But on their side of things, nothing really goes to plan, as their group is ambushed by the three brothers where they were killed, and the middle brother transforms to Yutaro Kuros' face using the power of the Skin Devil, so now he can infiltrate the public safety to get closer to Denji. During this arc, we really get to see how each of the assassins handles their particular method of killing and their various approaches. And on the Soviet side, the hunters Toka and his master blend in plain sight, making their move on Denji using a Cursed Devil. And back to the brother as he stages an act to trick Kobeni and Violence to lead them to Denji. And this is what has to be one of the most hilarious, outright random and ridiculous moments in the manga. Bro tries to ruse Aki along with Denji with his BS story, and Power and Kobeni randomly get into a car, and Power in the driver's seat, which is not a good deal, as she runs over the fake Kuros along with Denji in just an insanely ridiculous scene that ended with the brother dying on the spot. This scene is literal perfection, and everyone's reaction is this icing on the cake. Fujimoto is awesome with how he integrates dark humor at the most random times, and this isn't even the last instance in this arc. The brothers are quickly dealt with as the eldest is killed off by Yoshida, and Aldo is left on his own, using the power of the Skin Devil to save himself and go on somewhat of like a solo redemption journey, as he is a better moral character compared to his brothers, but he still did get Halloweened in the end, so it got all kind of evens out. It really is ironic how all the brothers are called immortal, but they're really the first to get dealt with and killed off. Moving on though, back to the main story. Quan Chi and her girls enter Tokyo, and Santa Claus makes his appearance. So these two assassins are the more dominant, more proactive antagonists so far, especially Old Man Santa Claus. And you could tell this arc really is entering the next stage, as the scale of his doll power is extreme, but the pure horror and the impact it left with the way it was first introduced and portrayed and integrated into Denji's group was brilliant. Santa is now making his move, escalating the situation beyond control with Denji's group as hordes of zombie-like dolls ambush the devil hunters. While all this is going down, Toka and Aldo lurk in the department store, waiting for their moment to strike. Now Quan Chi makes her move, seriously flexing her combat prowess and ability. She is an absolute unit on her own and wanted smoke with everybody. When she rushed in and cut everybody along with the dolls in those fantastic artistic panels, it really felt like time stopped and gave us readers just comprehend what the just happened. Fujimoto had some insane choreography in this segment and really let us know that Quan Chi is not the one to trifle with. She goes so hard her swords break, then proceeds to wombo combo everyone in the store, beating them all down single-handedly until Kishibe shows up, holding her girlfriends hostage. This part of the arc was fantastic because it really went from like 0 to 100, then actually toned down immediately while keeping the same tension in the air. Kishibe's meeting with Quan Chi was where we see his true intentions, his true plans, and our story is just ever expanding, and now we know that Makima is not what she seems. Not that we didn't know that before, but with Kishibe's writing, it gives this scene so much tension, and how Makima really is always a factor in always watching no matter what. It's also noted that Quan Chi and Kishibe are former friends or partners because they knew each other and shared some moments like they're some old couple or something. The meeting quickly stopped as Aldo finds the courage to intervene in the situation, making the tension break, and now everyone is at each other's throats again. We see Quan Chi popping off and the devil hunters lose complete control of the situation. Kishibe is yeeted out of the window, crashing into Kobeni's car. Aldo also tries to make a move and do something, shooting long, but also gets yeeted out the window as well, crashing into a car a second time. I don't know if this was supposed to be like a funny scene, but I found this altercation to be really hilarious. Kobeni's poor car, but now you could tell the situation is now beginning to be that cluster mess I was mentioning earlier, and all the parties involved in the assassination are just converging in on one another in this mess of crossing paths. Quan Chi is fighting Yoshida in his epic battle. Yoshida is a monster. Long and Pinkston and Power are just kind of there. Denji and Beam are trying to get away. Did I mention Beam came back? Young Toka sets a trap for Denji, causing a curse to occur and shuts their whole situation down. And it's at this point everything is falling into place as the young woman, Toka's master, is revealed to be the real Santa Claus, and the old man and the young man Toka were merely a tool for her, sacrificing her dolls and the contract the old man prepared, forcing everyone in the department store into literal hell. Things have escalated to a peak and there's no going back, and wow. The eerie vibe, the transition, the theme, the complete obscurity in this moment hits hard. Like, this is peak fiction right here, and Fujimoto nailed this part of the story, making the journey to hell truly feel like we have entered another dimension of unknowns. All the characters immediately stop fighting and pick up that something is off. Something is very wrong, and there is some serious dread and fear in the air as the fiends and devils start freaking out, just adding to the impact of this moment. The way Pinkston described the scope of their situation was absolute insanity. They are being watched by the transcendent devils with names of primal human fears who never once experienced death. The thing about this is that there is like zero hope in this situation. This is not their realm. There is no outside factor that could save them from this rude awakening. Then they feel it. Moments later, the darkness devil spawns in, and its influence shook everyone with its horrific display. In an instant, everyone was quite literally disarmed and utterly defeated. Toka now completed his contract, giving Santa Claus the ability to kill Makima with the power of darkness. After the contract was complete, try as everyone made, everyone attempted to resist and fight the darkness devil, but it low-diffed everybody. People are dying, being split apart and torn to shreds, and no one can do a single thing. Even Aki has a moment of realization where it's like he's losing everyone again and nothing can change it. They are utterly powerless. Everyone being defeated now prompts Makima herself to step in, leading to a short scuffle between Makima versus the Darkness Devil in a very obscure fight and a very weird clash. Makima uses the Doll Devil to force everyone back from hell, and now she put herself in a position where no one is up and everybody's out of commission, and Denji has to save her. The real Santa is now up and about, fighting Denji using the power of darkness to transform and ascend to a greater form, reflecting the horror of her power enhanced by the darkness. While all this chaos is going on and taking place, Kishibe and Yoshiba exchange words about the realization that Maki is pulling all the strings behind the scenes and is not really on the side of humanity. And I really like this scene because it's like a moment of clarity that this situation has really gone to hell and it's truly a mess, and what Makima is planning is still unknown, but now us readers know that she is more of an enemy than an ally. Denji is still battling the enhanced Santa along with the dolls, but now surprisingly Quan Chi is back, revealed to be a devil hybrid like Denji, being an arrow devil woman. She fights along with Denji to kill the dolls along with Santa in a final stand against her, pulling out everything they got. However, the new Santa has ascended and is forever strengthened by the darkness, so she keeps coming back even when she's killed, and now night has come. Santa has transformed again into full nightmare mode, now more crazy and stronger than ever in the dark. Denji, though, he's got more tricks up his sleeve as he gets this harebrained crazy idea to set himself on fire and use the light to fight Santa in a peak fight to the death where Denji's raw determination, his crackhead psycho energy is on full display. No matter what efforts Santa had, Denji kept fighting until he won. Denji technically defeated Santa, though it would always live on all over the planet with its dolls. However, Quan Chi steps back in, ending their truce, and uses her fiend Cosmo to put Santa in an infinite genjutsu mind trip where her mind is lost and the only thing left to think is Halloween. This was a pretty amazing way to handle Santa's influence and end her dominion over the situation, but it was really spectacular seeing the theme with the Cosmos fiend and how it referenced the fear of the unknown, using knowledge as a device to drive her to insanity. It's really brilliant, but the fun is not over yet as Makima steps in and swiftly takes out Quan Chi and her girls, as everyone involved was only being used until they served their purpose. We definitely left this arc with the world of Chainsawman in a state of decay, a state of chaos and crazy, and that's why it's so fun. We came into this arc with loads of characters and left the arc with a truckload of deaths and a little bit of PTSD as well, all within 18 chapters. This was for sure one of my favorite arcs and showed how well Fujimoto's pacing works with how crazy Chainsaw Man is, and there is never a dull moment with the amalgamation of characters and the events, the art design, and some really dark themes added as well, made this one of the best arcs in the series and leads up to some of the most heartbreaking and tragic arcs coming up with the next two after this, with the Gun Devil arc and the final arc, and trust me, nothing could prepare anyone for those moments. That's about it for my thoughts though. Thank y'all for tuning in and listening to me talk about Chainsaw Man. I'm sorry if I didn't really cover like everything or missed a little bit of content, but this manga is really amazing and probably the most fun read I've had in a long while. The humor, the pacing, and especially the characters all hit the right vibes, and Fujimoto truly is doing something really special with this series. Let me know if y'all want to see more content with Chainsaw Man in the future. I might do like character breakdowns, video ideas, and tier lists, kind of like I do with Jujutsu Kaisen, and I'm excited to see stuff with the anime by MAPPA as well, and Chainsaw Man Part 2 with the hype that goes along with that as well. But anyways guys, thank y'all for watching. This has been MY Stand User, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.